So here's the thing.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, buddy. I'm not even going to intro. I'm just going to go.
I love
I don't
you.
even think anybody knows that we're
You
alive.
look amazing. And if no one's told you that, someone should, because you look fantastic.
Thank you.
And you make my heart swell with joy just from seeing you.
Well, you kiss-ass bastard.
No one's got a nose as brown as me.
Casey and I are here. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, but we were talking about old-ass men running this country, and we fucking hate them. We just fucking hate them at this point.
Yeah, just talking about the annoying things that people won't let go of. I think there are mentalities in this, unfortunately, in this world that are still trapped, that are still stuck. People don't understand that they're not willing to comprehend or grow beyond. And it's really sad, man. It's fucking annoying. Hey, Jay, what's up, buddy? And it's sad that we haven't conquered those. Of course, we will. I just wish it didn't take as much time when we've proven that coming into the office less, putting less stress on people that is unnecessary is far more effective. You know,
here's the thing for me is I would love to see an actual study done, but it'll never get done in America. Oh shit!
Well, it'll be done in Switzerland or Sweden or Finland or fucking Denmark or how many other places you want me to bring up where it doesn't work. Germany has the best work schedule ever. You're hammered by 4. Like you hang out with your family at 2. Like who doesn't want that?
We have old ass men running this, and listen, let's face facts. Old men want their buddies in the office so they can joke with them, and they want women in the office to do things for them and be able to look at. I'm just being real at this point. Like, let's be real.
I feel like that is something that is moving well past. That is no longer the commonplace. Certainly not where I am at or what I've experienced. At the same token, I can see it. And I can't speak for, I'm sure, the multitude, thousands of women who have felt exactly that. So
yeah, and that's all they want now. What do you think? You think fucking Sleepy Joe? And here's the thing, and I'm going to tell everybody this now before it starts getting into anything else. Here's the fucking facts. He's Sleepy Joe. He's creepy. He's he fucking smells children and women's hair, and he's just the antithesis.
And if I had lost a daughter at 9 years old, at what my daughter's current age is, I'd probably be pretty fucked up too.
I don't give a fuck. Just because you lose somebody, and we've all lost people, isn't granting you permission to be a jerk off.
Nobody said that.
I'm not saying that you're saying that, but it does come
attempted understanding. That's it.
I don't ever want to possibly understand what that's like, and he's lost 2 children, so I can't even imagine. I do have empathy for that. But your asshole things and the contradictory things you've done as a leader in this country over and over again, your racial things like that, is bullshit. And listen, I'm not a Trumper. I'm none of that. Like, I just fucking hate politicians.
Absolutely. Well, no politician is now. Well, once again, so this is why term limits for everyone is required. It's required. We cannot have a functioning government that works for the people where people can go into the government and have a career job. It's not, those two things don't go hand in hand. They don't work. They just don't.
Somebody recently put out that, I think it was on The View, actually. I was reading an article. I think they said that for the Supreme Court, we shouldn't grant term limits. We should make them take cognitive tests every 5 years.
Absolutely. I've always been a fan. I believe in this so much. I believe there's a test that should be required after a certain number of years. I also feel that marriage should have the exact same thing. It's a contract. It should have contractual limits. And I feel like you should be able to circle back every 5 years and go, how are we doing?
You're still good? You're still good. It's hard to argue with, but I get it. I will say this. Didn't they make stupid Trump take a fucking test and he passed with flying colors because he knew?
Yeah, but once again, when you can hire who the fucking doctor is, it kind of changes the ability to mean anything.
He can color the bubbles red.
Yeah, no shit.
He had the right crayons that he got from IHOP once.
The incorrect fucking Scantron. Oh, no, it was just the wrong Scantron test. It's fine. We found his right one.
I tell you what, I don't use number 2 pencils because I'm number 1.
Well, that's all right, because number 2 is the first loser. So fuck you, Ticonderoga pencils.
That was way above my pay grade.
It got real. I'm sorry.
Real. That got really real. That got so real, I don't even know what's going on. I mean, I know this is a geek show, everybody. We're just bitching.
Yeah, no, it's just welcome to Geek Fest Live, and this is how we do. It's a pleasure to see you. We love you, each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us in our moment of absurdity. We are high test this evening. Mick is worked up over some other things. I am worked up over the fact that I'm free for 4 days from work. Woo!
Because it's your what tomorrow?
It is a day.
It was a day where Casey came into this world with no clothes on.
Yes, no. Well, I mean, I've done that a few times, but
you've come into you've come on into the 17th of March quite a few times with no clothes on. But the first time is what I'm referring to.
Valid. I will be rocking the kilt as always. Get the chance to go hang out with the daughter and have some dinner. So stoked about that in my kilt. Going to actually go out to the little diner here locally and hang out in my kilt. Because if you're not hanging out in your kilt, do you really even care?
You don't. You don't. I don't wear a kilt anymore because they're not kilts for me. They're just like tents that I have to cut
No, not at all. It's more like a bed skirt.
It's a bed skirt, yeah. Oh, and it's plaid and everything.
It's sexy. I dig it. Nice and flannel.
You want to hear something crazy? Well, first, let's say hi to everybody. Corinne. Hi, Corinne.
Hi, Corinne.
Radar's here. We did start earlier. Same with driver's license every 5 years. Yeah, I agree with that.
Agreed.
100%.
Yep.
Although I think after a certain age, I think because I feel like between 18 and between like 50, you can monitor that through tickets and traffic things, or maybe 60. I'd even push it.
No, I'm going to say 55.
All right, 50.
I'm going to say 55 because if all we're including is a mental test, if we're including a cognizant test, so a level of you understand what the shit you see. That's not a duck; it's a lamppost.
But then again,
I think it's important for vision, and I think at 55, as men, you and I specifically, and especially, are people who are not good with when someone tells us we can't do something. At 55, I already suck at it. So at 55, I'm going to be way worse.
But this is why, and I've said this to you before, but I'm saying it, I'm going to put it out there. And my plan always was like I'm never going to implement it. I'm never going to have power. So I don't know why it's like that.
Should one day.
And now hear me out, everybody. There should be 100% socialist society for anybody 60 or over. Anybody 60 or over should have everything provided to them. I truly, honestly believe that. We should be paying for them. And the only other groups that I agree that we should be doing this for are 18 and below. Well, 17 and below. Because we should be taking care of all kids that don't have it.
I agree. That's what schools were supposed to be. And then, a certain wing of our party system decided that, we just don't like other people who are poor.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. So like that, it should be, we're to complete 100% social society. And now when these kids are being taken care of, that doesn't mean they can't go out and get jobs. And I'm talking about, we make sure that every child is provided a meal. We make sure that, and not just at school, we make sure they are provided for, that we can take care of them. We should be doing this. I truly believe that. And veterans. Veterans should get 100% of taken care of. They should be deprogrammed after they come out. And what I mean by that is mandatory therapy especially after wartime. And to come in and group therapy so they can be there with their peers and they can choose one-on-one. But that should and I understand there's a VA. I understand that is the way the government wants you to think it is.
It needs an overhaul. It needs a lot of overhaul. I have been personal friends with people who have been screwed over by the VA, personal friends with people who have lost their lives because of the inadequacies and failures of the VA. And that is not on the people who work in the VA. That's the way the VA system has been set up. And for anyone who wants to push back on that, go research what the system looks like, and then come talk to me. And I will happily have this conversation because this is an important conversation and something that people need the light shined on, because our veterans, the people that we cheer on for war, still struggle so much when they return home. And they hurt so much. And that's not fair. If you want to sit there and throw a fucking ticker tape parade, then you better have the fucking balls to pay taxes to make sure their care is taken care of.
Well, listen, I agree with you that taxes should be paid to help take care of this. But the tax system is broke, and it's only relentless on the low income.
Oh, of course. So, well, I mean, it's easier that way, bro.
No, I know we both know that. My point there being, it's hard to keep taxing to do these things. So if these rich motherfuckers don't want to help or pay their taxes, then get the fuck out. We don't want you. And you don't get to take on any of this. Man, if I had the power, and of course I don't. I'm just saying, if I had the power and there was a Congress that actually had any type of scruples, a Senate that had any type of scruples, House of Representatives that had any type of scruples, in a judicial branch or a judicial branch or executive branch that had any type of scruples whatsoever, we would be doing this. We would be taking care of it. We would be telling all these rich assholes, go fuck yourself, or get out of our country. You know, you're not allowed back here, and you're not selling here.
Which is how our government was established, which is always fascinating when people are like, well, how come there wasn't an income tax until the 1930s? And it's like, well, you tax the corporations for saying you have free reign here, do what you want. You just have to pay a lot more. And considering you have the opportunity to make billions, you can pay millions. It's kind of the way that you and we can make thousands, so we have to pay dollars. No. You know what? We have to pay hundreds. And the correlation there is very fucking different.
Yeah. Let's face facts. Why is inflation happening right now? Because the wage gap went up.
Yep. The wage gap is getting so outrageous. It's getting so far out of control that the funny thing is they're talking about all the things they want to do with the Fed to implement all of these things. None of them are going to fucking work. Not a single fucking thing until they actually tax the rich. Otherwise, you're just putting the pressure on the middle class, which no longer exists, and it's becoming wider and wider between what that means. Because right now, what I'm making, where I sit as an American in Virginia, in Northern Virginia, is still almost double what the national average is, and it's not enough to consider myself middle class, considering I don't make enough to even buy something in this area. Like, it's stupid.
No.
And it's all area specific, which is even worse because we're supposed to be one nation, which is bullshit.
No.
So
it's Elysium. If anybody's seen that movie. So we brought it back to movies.
Hey, there we go. Well, we found sci-fi.
Bruce Rayner's rich. Fuck that guy. No. We're just
who should be rich. I fucking hope. Well, I mean, no. You know what? George is rich. George Lucas.
Yeah, and then he hides in his fucking hidey hole up in Northern California.
But he spends millions on education, so I'm okay with it.
That's completely fine. I get that, and I'm not going to put it past him. But let's make sure that all of that stuff is just helping. That's the thing. If you make, let's say, Jeff stupid fucking Bravos, I'll call him for this just in case. He's the richest man. He's got like $75 billion or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So $10 billion can cure world hunger. $10 billion. You could spend $10 billion just out of the kindness of your heart, cure world hunger.
Yeah.
And you would never have to worry about your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, your great-great-grandkids. Well, they're going to have to worry about the environment because you're destroying the world.
Well, it's being ripped apart so you can make all that money right now.
Yeah.
Future doesn't matter. We need to make money now, baby.
For what? When you're all fucking dead. Yeah, it's Don't Look Up that's the thing. That's the thing about Don't Look Up. It was a good movie. It was fucking true, but it was made by people who do the same shit.
Because we really had it all, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, everyone in that movie does the same shit. You are who you are. Oh, great, Leo. You want to save the polar bears? I completely understand that, and I appreciate that. And saving the environment is important, and trying to turn this thing around so we don't all die is important. But what are you doing? Because you're off with your French models on the fucking beaches in France. Are you really doing anything? And yeah, maybe you give money, but that's, or maybe you speak out, but that's not it. And I'm not saying you can't have fun.
It's a start. It's a start and it's a portion. The problem is jet setting with models the way he has his entire life doesn't throw that. Now I'm also going to say people change and they grow and we learn. And the important part is learning.
Yeah.
You're not going to wake up with this innate knowledge. You're not going to just suddenly wake up one day and go, holy cow, I need to fix shit. No, it doesn't work that way. The reality of weighing down and crushing upon us is simply everything's hard. Everything's fucking hard. You want the real shtick? Everything is hard. We have no power. As a consumer, the only power we have is where we spend our money. That's it. It's the only thing we can do. Our voices are too small to mean anything, and yet we don't stop.
This country is fucked.
No.
It's fucked.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely not. Look, the world is going through turmoil. There is a struggle right now that is inspiring us to be better. There is a moment now for us to truly look within ourselves and to each other and hope and praise and sing the wonder that we are as human beings to be better. We are functionally capable of doing it. Is it hard? Yes. Can we? Of course. Should we? Yes. Am I still going to buy comic books every fucking day I can? Am I still going to enjoy stories from cinema? Always, to the nth degree. And that's what it should be. We should embrace our love and we should expound upon it to the point where no one understands and no one can truly grasp how much love we can throw into the world and hope and wonder and kindness and just stuff it down their fucking throats because they're fucking morons. We are also living under the goddamn 1963 fucking potential apocalypse of, nuclear war. We're damn near, we're past duck and cover, guys. Duck and cover was something they did with, and we'd always watch and go, why would they do that? That seems dumb. It doesn't make sense. And yet, here we are. And we got there a lot fucking faster. It didn't take 10 to 20 years to build up. No, my friends. We got there in 4 days. And now we're watching a battle ensue for the very soul of our ideals. And we're seeing fledgling failures everywhere.
Yeah, you're way more hopeful than I am. We're doomed.
Well, in the meantime, let's talk about shit we love. We're 17 minutes in.
Let's just get on it.
People here. Let's just jump into some fun stuff.
So AJ
get
says
over the craziness and let's hang out.
AJ says happy early birthday.
Thank
it might
you,
be
AJ.
one of your last ones because we're all doomed. No,
thank you, my friend.
My cousin was born on St. Patty's Day as well. Are you my cousin, Casey?
Could be. Radar. Let's look deep in that. Let's 1, 2, 3 in me or whatever.
We are living in our own multiverse image. So true.
Truth, bro. I really hope that we get a Darkhold.
I agree that Casey is so dope and it is inspirational what he's saying. And I love the fact that he feels that way. But we're doomed. I don't I want to be there. I want that, Casey. I want that. But it takes somebody has to step up and just be willing to always do the right thing and take lead. They need to take the reins and say, fuck you guys, we're doing this.
Leadership is a son of a bitch because you have to deal with people who may not agree with you, and yet they're still fucking cunts. That's why wrong, and they have the right to their opinion. Absolutely.
No,
every human being has the right to their opinion. You have the right to your opinion. It doesn't mean you're fucking right. And I think it's important to understand.
You're going a different way with this one. You're right, but
you didn't go to fucking school. You didn't fucking spend the time, the money, the energy, and everything else that you're willing to praise other people for and yet demean other people and think you're fucking smarter. So how about this? When you learn as a society to shut the fuck up and listen to people who know better than you, so you might learn more and get over your willful ignorance because, well, I'm doing good enough here. Yeah, you can do better. The whole point of America is to do better or do whatever the fuck you want.
How is it the whole point? That's never been the point of America. The point of America, that is a star-spangled way of looking at it, and I agree, and I wish it was true. But never in America has it been that. It never has. It's always been we're going to keep our boot on the necks of the people. It always has. It is a dictatorship disguised in democracy. And the only two parties that are controlling are the only right now, and I'm just flash forwarding from the past. Now, the only two parties that are doing it still have their boots on America, and all they do is transfer our heads under the other boot if the other guy wins.
That's
And
very true. And it's very true. And it's almost like our own oligarchy because we allow the money to only flow between two parties. And we don't give options to those other parties because too many people are stuck in their old ways with this sense and mentality that has completely failed us to this point.
because it doesn't even matter who you vote for. Because look, there are now Democrats voting against Democrats to take away rights, liberties, everything from their people and saying this is what I think is best for them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it keeps going, and they keep doing it, and they will keep flip-flopping sides as long as they get what they want. And as far as I'm concerned, fuck them all. This government is broken. This government is corrupt. This government is bullshit. Like many governments, but there are a lot of governments who want to step up and try to do the right thing. Everything you're saying right now is 100% true, and I would say about humanity, it's like that with humanity in very few countries. Yeah. And it ain't this one. It ain't this one. The American dream isn't a real thing. I'm not saying you can't be successful. I'm not saying you can't do things. I'm not saying there aren't opportunities. And the freedoms are nice. There are freedoms. We see other countries going through it where they have no freedoms. And there are freedoms here. But we are still stuck under the boot of this government. And it's the government that's fucking it. And they love the division of all the people. And if anything starts bringing those people together to start thinking like one another, look what's going to happen. Something's going to divide us.
Of course, because at that point, they have to use Roe versus Wade. They have to use these touch points that inspire men and women to all of a sudden be upset over these little things, to all of a sudden get fucking pissed, like, you can't teach critical race theory. Well, you don't even fucking know what critical race theory is. You're not willing to say that slavery was bad. It makes you a fucking problem. Yeah. And that is some bullshit. I get fucking hard on that.
But because if you notice,
fucking minuscule and allow their emotions to get the better of them and allow them to make rash decisions like voting incorrectly against their own fucking interests, against the interests of their children that they claim to love and support, and yet won't fucking do the things to love and support.
What happened when everybody was banging pots and pans for the medical workers and the frontline workers that were there? All of a sudden, a politician said, I'm not wearing a mask. And it became a political issue. The vaccine came out. All of a sudden, everybody's like, okay, the vaccine's coming here. Things are going to start opening back up. There's a little bit of hope. I'm not taking this. And it were all politicians who did it. Every spark that ignites all of this bullshit is always a politician from either side.
And the idea of trusting someone with an opinion or something that's so important, it's tantamount to our lifestyle. And people are willing to trust these fucktards just because they feel good about them. Go fuck yourself. Actually research, see how they're voting, see what they're about, see who they're getting their fucking money from.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because all they're going to do is change the voting lines and gerrymandering and everything else. They're just going to fuck it up. Voter suppression is happening. Voter suppression.
Yeah.
I just dropped a whole bunch
Literally
of shit.
One of the main fucking things in the goddamn Constitution, the whole point of, yes, it was supposed to be landowners, and yet we managed to push through the Continental Congress that every person has the right to vote. It may have only started as white men, but it grew. We got better. And that's the whole point, is knowledge grows. We should build. As we learn, we should become a better society that should actually help others. We should help ourselves. We should understand what ourselves means, that people who want to join America and be part of us should be given open arms and more functional capabilities to do it. And if you are going to join us, then we should know as much as you know. So that's something that's pretty fucked up, is when people know all the presidents who are just now joining the nation, and yet people who were born into this nation who might be 50 years old have no fucking clue who Martin Van Buren is.
All right. I feel bad. I feel bad right now because we are literally just politics, and this is a geek show. And I'm watching our numbers go down.
Yeah.
And then they'll pop back up. and then they'll go down.
Yeah.
And then they'll pop back. And I feel like it's everybody just coming to check and see if we're still doing this. So let's wash this out because we were both mad and we both understand it. And we were both talking beforehand. And that's kind of what sparked this.
Yeah, sorry, guys. This is what happens when we text back and forth. And then all of a sudden we get on air immediately after texting and we're like, like we had more to say. Like, sorry.
Even though we're saying to each other in that moment, like, oh man, let's talk about the comic books we bought and everything else and the whole nine. And it's like, yeah, but fuck this and fuck. Like, we're going crazy.
Seriously, we just finished Wednesday Comic Book Day, which if you people are not aware, I do have to let everyone know that one of my favorite things has always been Wednesday Comic Book Day. Bro, it's New Comic Book Day. When I had a box, it was like a ritual. When I was a bartender, there was 3 straight years where every Wednesday, you better believe, I was going to check my box.
Oh, yeah.
There was always cool stuff. Like Comic Book Day is the business. And the one we get to go to is now virtually hosted by one of our favorite people, Montel the Blurticorn.
Yeah. So go, actually, real quick, just a plug for him. Go check out Montel on Blurticorn Speaks. Yeah, the dude is a great comic book guy, and he's a great geek in general. Like, he's cosplayer. His stuff always looks really awesome. His Isaiah Bradley.
Thank you, Isaiah Bradley. Holy shit, I was about to do it too. I was like, no, we can't both do that.
His cosplay for that is great, and his anime cosplays are awesome too. Yeah, so basically what he does is he works for Atlantis Games and Comics. And they do this. I found this do this more often. So what they'll do is they'll do classic comic books on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. So old school, and like I bought a whole bunch. Where did I put them? Oh, I put them right over here. So the other day, like he was doing them, and it's like I won the Omega Man, but then like I got a War 2.
Oh, dude,
I got that Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, you did get the Hulk.
Yeah, I love the cover, so I wanted to get it. The Spider-Man, I love that cover too.
Yep.
And I got these are all like 3 issues, like Daredevils.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fantastic Fours.
Okay. So, well, real quick, I snagged, this is one of my favorites. It was a Black History Month variant, because I love Storm and the X-Men. So, I mean, it was dope. I got Strange #1, which I love J. Scott Campbell. So it's amazing. I also got a new trade paperback, Copperhead.
Is that Clea?
Huh?
Is that Clea?
That one?
Yeah.
That's actually Strange's Rachel, who takes over for Strange after he dies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Copperhead I was stoked about because this is one that Montel recommended, and it is amazing. So they've got trade paperbacks, they've got singles. This is where I collected I got my Star Wars High Republic. I got numbers 1 through 10 when they do their bundles. So they have a lot of amazing stuff. Wednesdays, Saturdays, they do the classics. Fridays, they have Funkos.
Yeah, I actually won a Funko from them the other day.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, so...
this is one I won. The Jim Henson Storytellers of the Tricksters, which is gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because I won the Omega Man, too.
Nice.
But I won a Japanese Spider-Man Funko Pop.
Awesome. Dude, with all your Spider-Man, that's perfect.
I had it, so I gave it to Tommy because he didn't have a Spider-Man one. And then Jack got pissed because he's like, I don't have a Spider-Man one either. And I was like, fine, we'll get you a Spider-Man one. And then he saw a Godzilla one, and he loves Godzilla.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's like his favorite thing on the planet.
It's amazing.
I got him one of those pops, like it has the bubbles, and you pop them.
Yeah.
It's Godzilla. And like he'll just sit there and watch TV and pop them. Like he loves Godzilla. And if Godzilla's on TV, you can't turn it off.
You know what's awesome is how our kids are self-soothing way better than we ever did. We didn't get a chance to. Like I was constantly told not to play with my fingers, not to bite my nails, not to do all these things, all the things not to do. Yeah. And yet we give our kids 1,000 things to just fiddle with. And it works amazingly well.
Those things are great. Yeah, I love them. I want to pull it up. Sorry, I was listening, but I wanted to pull up the video to show everybody. Where is it? Share screen. They've added so many things on this fucking thing. Like I get all verklempt. So this is Montel, and I'm not going to put the thing on, but like what he does is he does this sort of thing for every Wednesday is New Comic Book Day, and he does trades and he does manga. And then, so like you see, he goes through and like he numbers them. And that's Montel in the corner. Montel's awesome. They also do this for Funko Friday, and they do this for the old school comics on Saturdays. They didn't do this past Saturday, though. I was kind of bummed. Casey got this one, and so did I.
Yeah, we both got number 12.
Yeah. I have 13. That's why I didn't get it.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Because they're going to do a Carnage Forever line. So I'm just going to wait and do that. So as you can see, like I didn't see this Robins before.
Oh, yeah, man. Apparently the Robins are pretty tight. Like, people have been talking highly of it.
Yeah, as you see, he does the mangas. Oh, there's Demon Slayer. Oh, shit.
Yep, he's got his manga, a big old manga crowd, his trade paperbacks there. So, like, I mean, that's the To Hell and Back from Sin City that I wanted to snag.
I have that in the original form. I have it in book form, and I have it in script form.
Ooh, what?
Because Frank Miller wrote Hell and Back. So yeah, let me take this out so that way we can talk. Frank Miller wrote Hell and Back to be a movie. That's what he wanted, because he did all the others, and Hell and Back is completely different. It's not completely different. It had Marv's in it, and it's got a few others show up. But it's a different story from the connected world that we saw in the other books. So, and he wrote it as a script, and he was trying to sell it as a Sin City movie, because Sin City was big then, but comic book movies weren't big. Right. But he thought this could work. Like, you could do this as like a film noir or something. And it didn't sell. And so he turned it into a next Sin City book. And then years and years later, they did it, and I was bummed because they didn't do it too right.
What, the first one?
No, I love the first Sin City. It was the Hell and Back Sin City.
Oh yeah. They
didn't really do that right, and because it's such a long movie, but they played it up, and he directed it.
So that actually is a question I have for you. When the first movie that's unexpected does so well, does it make it hard to follow up with what you would originally scripted as you hoped? Like, as a creator in that situation, does it become like, I mean, the guy who wrote The Watchmen didn't want the Watchmen movie, and yet it became phenomenal. I've always wondered, like, as an artist, like, I wonder what that struggle is.
Alan Moore's an odd duck, though. I mean, comparing Alan Moore, because Alan Moore he hates the movie industry. And he doesn't want his books up there.
Valid.
And he's not a huge fan of other people's books. He's just like, unless he's their friend and such, like, he loves Neil Gaiman, and there are some that like he follows. But for the most part, he didn't want a Watchmen movie. I'm sure he didn't watch it at all, or care. If anything, he was just more annoyed. And I don't know him personally, but this is stuff that I've read, because Alan Moore is a hell of a writer.
Token, there's people who write books, who are authors, who only want you to read books. They don't watch TV. They don't like TV. They don't understand TV.
Yeah, you gotta get over that shit. Like, that's my feelings. You gotta get over that shit. Like, Frank Miller always wanted to be in the movies. So, like, when he could, that was like a big thing for him.
Yeah, but also other people. I mean, I think that's what made his writing or his story so great. Like, that's what made his Daredevil fucking tits. Like, it was phenomenal.
Every book he's written is very cinematic.
Yes.
You could turn it into a movie.
Yeah.
And I get it. And like, you don't even have to follow line for line everything, but like the story in general, like, he was just always so cinematic with it. Like, look at all the Sin Cities. Like, he wrote Hell and Back specifically to be a movie, but every Sin City is just a really good book. And that's
A Dame to Kill For is great. Where you get all the Marv story. I love that. It's one of my favorites.
Which is the thing. Like, they should have continued on. Like, it sucks that they didn't. But that's studios. Studios fuck that stuff up.
Well, and also they're not going to. There's a lot of stories that come out a certain way that they just grab the parts that seem most enticing. And I mean, come on, we can sit here and wax poetical about this all day. We have fucking Snyder to prove that.
Yeah, actually, before we get into Snyder and talk about that, because I really want to get into it, and I love your segue, and I know I just tanked it, but Bear with me.
At least I tried, and everyone saw it.
Everyone, it was a great segue, but I completely bamboozled it and was just like, "Aha, hoodwinked!" And then I don't want to get around with it. Only because I want to talk about one graphic novel in particular. Well, it was a series. There were volumes to it, and it was actually issues too. But it was called Powers.
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, it's such a great book the
Yeah.
whole time. And to me, it's better than The Boys, and I like The Boys. I even like the show The Boys.
Love The Boys.
Powers was such a better show, and what pisses me off is remember when PlayStation Network decided we're going to have our own channel.
Yep.
And they produced some shows. Powers was one of the rights they bought.
I had one of them. I had Powers on my PlayStation 3. I think I had it on.
But it was a good show.
3.
Here's the thing. It was a good show. Charlotte Copley played the main character, which is a little off-putting because he's supposed to be more Superman-ish. But I liked it. And I thought they did a good job with the show. They kind of followed the books fairly well. Not perfectly, but fairly well. What pissed me off was that nobody fucking watched it because it was on the PlayStation Network and nobody cared about the PlayStation Network. That would have been an Amazon show that would have, I think that would be the best Amazon show.
Well, you'll never beat. Oh my God, I just completely brain farted on it. Expanse. Oh my God, come on, Casey. The Expanse. The Expanse is one of the greatest shows I've ever seen on my television ever, hands down.
No, that's books.
There's a book. But then James S.A. Corey, who's actually 2 guys who happen to be the writers and producers of the show as well.
Smart.
So when I now am going back and I'm on book 2, and all it's doing is enhancing the glory that I had from that show. Like, it's wonderful. I love it.
And at some point, Casey and I are going to do a special 6-part series where we go in depth on the Expanse. Mm-hmm. We're working on it. He's reading the books. I am not reading the books. But I did watch the show, and I do want to have a full-on conversation about it.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to go season by season, and that's why we're doing it 6 episodes, probably 3-hour-long episodes. We'll be doing those, especially on our YouTube channel, which you should check out, and make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to us if you haven't, and on any of your major podcasting platforms, make sure to give us 5 stars and tell us exactly how you feel.
Yes, absolutely. I truly appreciate that, my friend. So I don't know why I said I appreciate it. You should be saying that, you bastard.
I'm actually entitled. We have a contract, and I'm obligated.
You're damn right. I'm holding you to that. So going back though to your segue, and we're talking about the Snyderverse and stuff like that, which 100%. Here's the thing. Snyder's movies, theatrical cuts are not good because the guy cannot tell a story in a set amount of time.
He can't do it in an hour 45. The guy needs minimum an extra hour. He needs an extra hour.
Perfect proof of this. The Watchmen theatrical cut sucks.
Yep.
The Watchmen director's cut is fucking brilliant.
It's beautiful. It's a story. It's a revelation. The way he expounds on the characters, the way it's told, the way it's shot, it's beautiful. 300 is the only theatrical cut I will ever give Zack Snyder. That was the only one he did that I truly enjoyed all the way through.
But that wasn't a long book. There wasn't much you could expound upon on that.
Yeah, so Hermeticles he's tried it in the Battle of Thermopylae, and it was different.
Well, but look at that. The 300 graphic novel that he followed it's not a long graphic novel, so you could pull that off as a 2-hour movie, and he did, and it worked. But when they tried to expand it into something else, it didn't work. No. It just wasn't as good. And that's perfect proof of it. And the Batman versus Superman movie, that that Batman versus Superman, Casey can attest to this. DC, I love DC growing up. I have the comics. I have them all. Now, when I walked out of that movie, Casey knows this because I talked to him about it. I was done. I was never going to go see a DC. And I didn't see Justice League in the theater.
Do you know how grateful I was when you were done with it after that, too? Because you got me in on Kingdom of Heaven, or what was the name of the book where
Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come. So I loved Kingdom Come. You lent me that book. I read it. It was phenomenal. That story was so good. And you had me sold that Batman versus Superman was going to be worth it. It was going to be phenomenal. It was going to be great. Then I watched it. And then I talked to you immediately following on your reaction. And I knew it was a piece of fucking trash.
Well, here's the thing. So I watched it. And then in 2020, I was doing a interview on a podcast. And they were like, listen, we are going to be talking about the different Batman universes. And I need you to represent the Snyderverse. And I need you to watch the Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition. And I was like, I'm really not the person for this. And he was just like, can you give it a chance, blah, 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 and just do it. And I was like, fine. So I did it. And I fucking love the Ultimate Edition. I loved it. Because it's 4 hours long. The whole thing is just open up more. And they tell more story, and they didn't cut things out. So like certain things that I hated in the theatrical cut made sense. And I was like, I hate the studio. I hate the studio for doing this.
Yep.
And of course, I didn't see Justice League in theaters, but I did see it when it came out on DVD or Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry I ever did, because it was dog shit.
Garbage.
But that's Snyder. A lot of people don't feel this way, and I think people are just jaded, and I get it. That Snyderverse cut, I thought it was brilliant. I loved it.
I'm going to tell you straight up. The Batman versus Superman director's cut, I tried to power through. I tried to watch it. I can't. Batfleck fucked me up too much. I don't like it. He really did, man. I really had issues with the direction they gave because the actor crushed it. Like, I think Ben Affleck was fantastic when he was engaging in either role. Mm-hmm. The way it was directed and cut and put together made it a shit Batman.
I don't know if the director's cut and Ultimate Edition are two different ones, though.
Okay, Snyder cut made it way better.
Okay, so that's the one I saw. The Ultimate Edition was like
the 4-hour Snyder cut made everything make sense. The problem is, are you giving this guy Ben-Hur time? Are you really committing the 10 Commandments to this motherfucker? Because if you are, I'll watch it. The problem is the fact that you had to do this years later because of so many mistakes made leading up to it. Yeah, I'm not okay with it, man. Warner Brothers has screwed me since Batman Forever, and I'm not okay with it. They fucked me with Schumacher, and they just keep fucking me. Nolan was a promise, and he only slightly finished that in Dark Knight Rises. It's still a very long movie that I don't necessarily love, and I like to take breaks on it. Dark Knight was glorious. Dark Knight Rises, terrible follow-up. So it just, I got a lot of struggles with a lot of Batman shit because it seems to be the first two movies are pretty decent, and then they're crap. And in this scenario, I've just had crap on crap. Now, we had Pattinson do something fantastic. Yeah. We got a 3-hour movie that was worth it, that the director gave me a wonderful story that I got to enjoy, that I got to be ingratiated and be a part of, and I got a new Gotham. I got a Gotham with a new heartbeat that I was able to understand. But Warner Brothers has fucked so many things up. I have no desire to see The Flash. Aquaman was only good for the woman I was dating. And there's nothing else that you're not gonna,
you don't care about Keaton?
It's Keaton's Batman. And I have no desire to see Ezra Miller as my Flash.
I don't care about Ezra Miller. He's fine.
Yeah, it's the whole fucking movie. You can't say he's fine when he's the whole fucking movie.
He's not the whole movie. And
it's supposed to be the whole. The movie's called The Flash.
They're just doing it because it's Flashpoint. They're only doing it because it's Flashpoint. But it's a Flashpoint type movie. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, Case, and you know this. All right. You ready for this? You ready? You're ready. Okay.
Okay.
It's not. Why do you think it was pushed back to next year? Why do you think Aquaman was pushed back to next year?
Because they were Snyder-esque. Because they were still Snyder characters that have to be removed because James Gunn walked in, he waltzed in and fucked everybody up and made things way better.
I got some news for you.
Ooh, well then please, my friend, here on Geek Fest Live, tell me.
Guess who's coming back?
Well, that doesn't look like Michael Keaton.
He's going to be in it too. But so the heavy speculation rumors are they're bringing because Ben Affleck said he doesn't want to do. He's not interested in doing any more IP work.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to do that intellectual property work. But he said, after his experience shooting The Flash, which he has been on record as saying was a hugely pleasant experience, and he really liked working with everybody. Okay. And he said this in an interview for the Tender Bar on the red carpet. You can go look for it. I don't have it up right now. He says, all right, he is open to the possibility of coming back, but he wants creative control over his Batman.
You mean like less fucking cowlless?
Yeah,
Batman?
Probably. But if you but I don't know how you're saying that, because in the Justice League movie, that the Snyder cut, it was less
once again, the Snyder cut does not remove the damage done in Batman versus Superman.
The Ultimate Edition does, because it is less. I mean, of course, when he's Bruce Wayne, he's Bruce Wayne. I'm okay with that. He
should be. I have no problem with that. You have to be two fucking people. You have to play two fucking characters. You're Batman playing Bruce Wayne. That's what you are. Every goddamn time you sign up for it. Michael Keaton crushed it. He introduced us to that. He was the Batman who seamlessly went into this Bruce Wayne personality and then right back to Batman. It was wonderful. Christian Bale, fantastic. He just really ingratiated, because he's Christian Bale. He became the character and was smooshed it. He did so well. Ben Affleck wasn't given that opportunity because Ben Affleck was forced to be Batman without a cowl. Way more.
Hear me out. Hear me out on this, okay? Now, the Christian Bale Dark Knight Rises playing Bruce Wayne, I did not like. I didn't like that take. He was the recluse, the crazy Howard Hughes recluse that hid inside.
Which is exactly what Pattinson is. So let's hear.
But here's the thing. Pattinson, and by that movie, is going to become a different Bruce Wayne. He realizes he can't be the emo kid. He has to be the savior on both fronts, as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I agree. So I think we're going to see him evolve as Bruce Wayne. That was very much a Bruce Wayne movie, in my opinion.
Which one? The Batman?
Yeah. It was very much a Bruce Wayne movie, and Bruce Wayne figuring out who he needs to be with the mask on and with the mask off.
Which is exactly what I think Batman Forever wanted to be.
We got to scrap that. We got nothing from those movies.
When it comes, I'm going to give it to him, because I think the script was there. I think the story was there. I think having the Nicole Kidman character, who was supposed to be the psychologist, who was supposed to help dig into his psyche, that could have been a lot of fun. They could have done a lot with that. I didn't dislike Val Kilmer in any way, shape, or form during that. But as of this point, we've come too far. I don't trust Warner Brothers to do the right thing. I don't trust the people they put around the DC creative team. And I'm saying this out loud. I do not trust the DC creative team in any way, shape, or form. I think people who are in charge of DC, I can't believe I'm going to say this, Jim Lee, you're not doing it right. You have let us all down, and you have failed characters that our parents grew up with.
I have such good news for you. Do you know why this is happening?
No.
Do you know why they're bringing back? Because people did like Ben Affleck. People did like Henry Cavill. And
Henry Cavill was Superman.
Yeah,
but the only other person
he's coming back too.
Yeah, I still don't fucking trust it. Because it's still going to have a bunch of fucking bored people with their fucking fingers on buttons.
Casey, trust me. Just hear me out. Would I steer you wrong?
Yes.
Come on. Would I really steer you wrong?
I mean, in a funny way. It would be like, hey, take a left and you're going to drive into some Jello. And I drive into Jello and you'd be like, I got you, fucker.
100% true.
You're my friend. Of course you would.
we need to be thankful for Peacemaker. Because James Gunn has shown the new people in charge. Now keep that in mind. Those executives that were running this are not in charge anymore.
Hey, bro, you're talking to the guy whose parents grew up to the song Meet the New Boss, same as the old boss. So if the Who said that in 1960, whenever the fuck, I assure you, those sentiments are slim changed.
I'm telling you, HBO Max and Discovery Plus are merging. And the gentleman who runs Discovery Plus is going to be running things.
Okay.
And it's going to be a different world where they want these properties to come back. And I see AJ, and I'm going to talk about that in a second.
Well,
but
I just because I do have Batman right here. Like right here. I love
I know
Batman. I love the character that has been bastardized and shit on, who was a detective first. I love the man who went out and battles trying to be Bruce Wayne and Batman. I love those things. And I have watched a studio, just fucking one, crush and poop on that character consistently and fervently and with great purpose and vigor for the almighty dollar that I am yet to see be worth dick.
Casey, I'm the guy who loves DC.
Oh no, all 100%. You are DC.
And I didn't go see the Justice League movie in theaters.
Yeah, I know, because it was shit.
That would be like that to me. That's like not going to see Star Wars in theaters.
Well, you have to, even if it's crap. We have to. It's you and me, bro. It's Star Wars. There's no.
But hear me out. The way I'm talking right now is hopeful. Now, a guy who never has hope after that Batman versus Superman in theaters is hopeful. And why am I hopeful? Because they see the blueprint now.
Okay,
Marvel
as long as it's not
opened up.
because you're deathly ill. As long as you're not deathly ill. If you're hopeful because there's something honest in front of us, cool.
I'm not saying Snyder's coming back. He may come in and consult and stuff like that, but give Ben Affleck his Batman and let him have creative control.
Yes.
And I'm going to get to your question in just a second, AJ. You bring back Michael Keaton and you let him do his thing, maybe a Batman Beyond, which would be amazing.
Oh, I'd love that. I would
And that
love
would be-
Keaton to be old crusty Batman because he's hilarious.
And you keep Robert Pattinson doing his thing. Why?
Absolutely.
Because what exists in DC, just like it exists in Marvel. And to answer your question on this, AJ, how many Batmans do we need? How many Spider-Men do we need? And they're coming back, and we're going to see some big things there as well. No, King in Black. Yeah, it's going to be
I'm just
interesting.
saying, I will take every single fucking Spider-Man you give me. Why? Because every single one has been done well with respect to the character and the universe they live in. So even if, look, you don't have to like all of Raimi's trilogy, but 1 and 2 were badass.
But think about this. The only 3 Batmen they're talking about are the 3 Batmen that we like. Now, Christian Bale set aside.
Well, Nolanverse is a different thing. And the fact that the WB is willing to do that makes them almost not complete pieces of garbage shit. Because at least Nolanverse deserves to live in Nolanverse.
Because what do you get with these 3 different Batmen? You get a young Batman, you get a super old Batman that can probably lead to Batman Beyond, which is what we want. Mm-hmm. And then you get that Batman who's so seasoned that now he doesn't mind being Bruce Wayne. Why? Because his heart was touched by the Bat family. And I think we're going to see more of that because there is heavy speculation that Dylan O'Brien's going to play Nightwing.
Oh, really?
Again, rumors and speculation. That's what this whole thing is. But let's get the man back.
Okay.
Let's get him back. I don't care. You know what? Get him back. And if you fuck it all up, fine. But at least you tried. At least you tried. At least you didn't leave things with the bad taste in everybody's mouth.
You're a multi-billion-dollar fucking corporation who has the ability to look to the guy who created and or currently runs the more popular version of it and go, hey, how does this look? And instead you went, nah, we know better. So no, that point I don't agree on. I'm very harsh on this one.
I know.
Like,
but
this is DC fucked me so hard.
I know.
They ruined parts of my childhood that I will struggle with to this day.
You really got to give up on Batman forever.
Never.
At least, listen, we got Chase Meridian. That's the best part.
You fuck off. Look, it's
Nicole Kidman was great in that movie.
I have watched Marvel excel in areas where they didn't even have the right story.
Yeah.
Like the X-Men was the wrong story. X-Men 2 was still the wrong story. I don't know. That's not Chris Claremont. That's not my world. And then X-Men 3 was the worst thing ever put on fucking film, thanks to Brett Ratner, that piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And yet that still is better than having the DC guy in fucking House. Like, what?
Listen. Just they moved those movies back for heavy reshoots. They're going to do something, and it's going to be good. I will stake my reputation on it.
Dude, that's pretty severe because you have like a 0.72 on your reputation.
Because for me, and I stand by this, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, if they come back, it's going to be good. And the reason I say that, first of all, I don't think Michael Keaton would have come back if it wasn't going to be good.
No, I think Michael Keaton's in Harrison Ford territory.
No, bullshit.
What?
No
Fuck it.
way.
They'll pay me. I'll go do whatever. You don't think so?
No, not at all. Harrison Ford, as much as I love the guy, he's got a type that he plays.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't give a shit anymore about trying to play anything else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he never really did in the first place. It worked. He found a type and it worked. He's got the same archetype and he's maintained. Whereas Michael Keaton went above and beyond and went, I want to be funny. I want to enjoy the acting. I want to enjoy the craft. I want to be a part of it. You know? I think there's a big difference between those two actors and where they stand.
Harrison Ford's a good actor. Don't get me wrong. Regarding Henry, Witness, things like that. Witness still lines up with his tough guy attitude. Like the ones where he was Age of Adeline, like he did a pretty good job in that one.
Jesus, I loved Age of Adeline. Age of Adeline was that movie that if only they didn't fuck it up with the ending. Like it is a fantastic hour and 40 minutes. And then the last 4 minutes, I'm like, what?
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like he's a great actor. And I will step up and I'll say he's a great actor. But in his old age, it's like he's just kind of like, whatever. Curmudgeon, just give me my money. And he wants to get paid. Whereas with Michael Keaton has always been that guy who showed up and you were happy to see him.
Well, yeah.
But he always picked things that like he was really interested in doing.
Gung Ho?
Yeah, because that's a great comedy.
It's amazing. He does
such an amazing job in it. So
The Dream Team, one of my fucking favorites. Him and Christopher Lloyd fucking crush it.
He refused to do Batman without Tim Burton because he knew it was going to be bad. And he was right.
Yep. And it was.
And I think he realized he loves playing Batman. He loved the persona of being Batman. And then he didn't jump at the first chance to play Batman. He doesn't need to. He's going to be in Morbius. He's been in Spider-Man. He's been in plenty of other things. He's making his money.
Yep.
I truly believe he picked Batman because they said to him, this is what we want to do. And he likes where it's going.
I truly hope that. As someone who still holds up Keaton as my number one. He's my number one. He's my absolute favorite Batman. His line of I am Batman in the first 5 fucking minutes of that movie and the way he does it that solidified it.
Although he's kind of a douchebag for not saving the family. It's like, all right, let's let the father get knocked out and then maybe shot, and then I'll catch him on the rooftop.
Well, I mean, that's the best part about Batman. He does not stop the crimes. He is vengeance.
He does.
He's the detective who finds
the
criminals. He finds the criminals. He doesn't stop the crimes. Batman doesn't stop crime. He stops criminals. And I think it's a very important distinction. I think it's very important.
Well,
the Riddler wins. The Joker wins. Catwoman wins. Poison Ivy wins. Harvey Quinn wins. Everybody fucking beats him until he puts them in jail at the end, or Arkham, or whatever.
Well, then he's shitty at his job.
Yes, that's the joy of Batman. He's not fucking good. He's good enough.
First of all, he showed up on that rooftop where those two guys were, and he automatically went after them. He was in full on the Batman mode.
Yeah.
So he knew what they did. So that means he watched them do what they did.
Right.
And he could have swooped in at any moment and saved the day. And that dude, and he could have because he was trained, but no.
But as an officer of the law, you're innocent until presumed guilty.
I'm ending the show right now. If you are pulling the officer of the law shit with Batman, I'm ending the show now if that is the case. I cannot even deal with that at the moment. Jesus. Laughing, he's good enough.
He's good enough. I mean, he does all right. He figures it out eventually.
Why do you have that bat signal? Good enough.
Well, I mean, look, Lucius Fox, he has the opportunity in Dark Knight to actually see everyone, to be aware of everyone, to use a system where he can prevent crime potentially. And yet, Lucius Fox convinces him not to use it and to still act as vengeance. He's not going to stop the fucking crime. He's going to stop a bigger crime, or he's going to bring you to prison because you committed a crime. That's Batman.
This is bullshit, and he should have saved those fucking people before.
That's what Superman does. That's not what Batman does.
Hi, my name's Batman. I've trained in every country in martial arts. I could easily take out 700 ninjas attacking all at once.
Yes.
But these two dopeheads who are robbing this family the same exact way that my parents were killed, I'm not going to intervene. I'm going to let that kid become the next Robin. Which, by the way,
honestly, he probably showed up like 20 minutes. He probably showed up 5 minutes late because he was like, had to zip it up or something. I don't know what Batman's like.
I like how your argument here is, no, he stops the criminals. That's what he did. Okay. No, what he does is he waits for 27-year-old circus acts parents to die, and then he adopts them because that's why not?
Because he's a step behind. The joy of Batman is the constant struggle. Batman is all about the constant struggle to try to be better and never fucking attaining it. He never actually gets good enough to stop crime, only stopping criminals. He's never good enough.
Hey, Dick, shouldn't you be in school right now? No, Bruce. I'm 27 years old. I'm 27 years old. See that motorcycle over there? Yeah, that's mine. I paid for that with a down payment. I have a low interest rate because I have great credit because I'm 27 years old. Thanks for adopting me.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And we're going to call you Robin. Little Red Robin.
Hey, Little Red Robin. Yeah, it makes sense.
You're my ward. I'm not going to give this one to you. I'm not going to let you stay home and do nothing. You have to go out there. First of all, his parents it was an accident, if I remember correctly. In that movie.
Oh, sorry. In that one, yes.
In that movie. I'm pretty sure the 27-year-old circus act's parents probably shouldn't have been up there anyway because they have a 27-year-old son, so they're probably 62. Should have been Jesus Christ. They shouldn't have been up there anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just an accident.
I'm not here to be an ageist. I completely understand that some people are able to functionally do things as older in life because they've been doing it their whole lives. If you train your body will listen to
it. Listen, here's the deal. Fine. He's still 27 years old. He's still a man. He had to use the bat razor to shave his face to be Robin.
Why the bat razor?
Because everything in those movies was bat something.
I know, it's true. The bat shark repellent.
Speaking of good universes, Marvel Spaceman, welcome back, my friend. Thank you for joining us. We're dismantling Batman Forever and their choice of a Robin who is 28 years old. Hi, I'm 34. I have 3 college degrees and a doctorate from fucking Gotham University. And now I'm Robin because my parents died. Because there's some sort of correlation.
I struggled more with the way he spoke down to Barbara. Like, why the fuck was he always so shitty to Barbara? Like, Barbara, go home. Like, I'm going to bring this kid along with me, but Barbara, go home.
Oh my God. First of all, Barbara, Alfred's niece.
Barbara Gordon?
No, in Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah,
it was right. Alfred's niece.
Fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's way wrong. It's more wrong. It's the most wrong. They couldn't have gotten more wrong.
Corinne, to answer your question, he does not.
No, I think he does. There we go.
No,
we challenge again.
That's okay. Maybe he does he makes good bat burgers, and they're not made out of bat. It's just that's how Bruce likes them. He just calls them
They're not decent red burgers. They're better.
Do you think that's what Alfred makes? He makes like a lasagna shaped like a bat symbol. He's just like, I've made your bat lasagna.
Dude, I would eat some bat lasagna all day.
Oh, no, it's got to be bat lasagna. It can't be bat lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's bat razor. You
Right.
have to say the word. You just have to put bat in front of it.
And here's
like
my bat mug.
Robin was such a brat in Batman and Robin. First a simp for Poison Ivy, then an idiot. Yes, 100%. First of all, if you want to dissect that movie, yeah. First, he was shitty. He was schoolyard shit. First of all, by this time, this is like 3 years later, he is now a 31-year-old man who's still adopted by a billionaire who has a bat card. Don't leave home without it.
Why does he complain about all the things he complains about? Like, what kind of struggles are actually happening in this man's life at 30 where he gets to enjoy doing whatever the shit he wants to?
Listen, all I know is Bruce Wayne didn't give. First of all, he was banging Elle McPherson in that movie. All right, so he had checked out. He was done. Remember how it was love with Vicky Vale? Then you remember how it was love with Selena Kyle? Then you remember how it was love with Chase Meridian? Then you remember how it was like, dude, I got a girlfriend.
Actually, no, Chase Meridian was different. Chase Meridian was not quite love. That was still the struggle of who Batman and Bruce Wayne was becoming and projecting negative things or unnecessary things onto a person. They actually did do that well. That's the only fucking thing I'm going to give.
Well, no, I didn't take it out. I didn't take that one out. I liked her in that movie.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I liked her in that movie. I mean, she was younger than Robin.
Yeah. What? Wait, what?
Yeah, I think Nicole Kidman in that movie was younger than Chris O'Donnell.
No fucking chance.
I'm checking it.
Bro, I don't believe it, but I love it if it's true.
If it is, and you know what? It's like NCIS Gotham. That's what Robin was.
Thunder, like Nicole Kidman's first big banger.
Which one was she in?
Days of Thunder.
So Nicole Kidman's 54 years old, and Chris O'Donnell is 51 years old. Okay. Not quite, but.
Nope. You don't. Nope.
Okay. So let's play the game. Let's play the game.
Out.
All right. So Robin's 14.
Okay.
Suspension of disbelief. Chris O'Donnell, Robin's 14 years old.
Fuck.
Chase Meridian's 17. Chase Meridian is 17.
He's got a full 5 o'clock shadow. I can't even grow facial hair at 38.
Not only is Chase 17 years old, but she has like 3 doctorates in psychology.
No, she could be Doogie Howser, bro.
No, it doesn't make it right.
It's Gotham.
The number of doctorates you have is...
It's Gotham. There's suspension of disbelief. There is no real right in fucking Gotham. Arkham is considered putting the bad people in the good place. So no, there's no fucking okay in Gotham. So let's just everybody pump the fucking brakes on where your lines and statutes and considerations are in Gotham fucking City.
I feel like by the third movie, by Batman Forever, we got past that everybody from the 80s looks like they're 104 years old. You know, like, because let's be real, like everybody who like was an adult in the 70s and 80s and before looked like they came out of the womb with a retirement plan.
I mean, Peter Falk was kind of
that dude was ancient forever.
He was ancient at 7. Dude just didn't have a win.
It's all the crappy stuff. Now, how does this pertain to Batman? All right. So Michael Keaton looks older. Jack Nicholson older. Vicky Vale, still Kim Basinger in that movie is still amazing and beautiful and wonderful. But Robert Wuhl, you know, that dude was probably like 24 in that movie.
I mean, if Robert Wuhl was trying to be anything under 24, he'd be wrong. Because he may have been about 27 years old, but he looked 42.
Everybody looked 42.
Well, that was the Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon era. It was a Walter Matthau. Walter Matthau, once he hit 23, he was officially 59 and stayed.
Let's see. He was born in 51. 10, 20, 30. So, okay, he was younger than I am in Batman. I'm 40 years old. 91, he would have been 40. He was younger than me and you in the first Batman.
Yeah, but we also learned a lot about health and how to eat right, and maybe not smoking inside or not smoking cigarettes in general.
What I'm saying is, in the Batman world, why the hell did you go Chris O'Donnell for the third one? I'm sorry, good actor, fine. I like him in School Ties. I like him in all those movies. I'm not
Love
taking
School
anything
Ties.
away. Scent of a Woman.
Yep, all day. Scent of a
did.
Woman is amazing.
He's a great actor.
Yep.
He is not an underage ward to a billionaire in 1997. It's not.
Yeah, but George Clooney's also not Batman. Sorry, he was the sexy actor at the time. He's not the Batman ever.
I hate to break this to you, AJ, but Jack Palance was only 34 years old in the first Batman.
AJ,
that's road miles.
My number one guy.
I say that to Jack all the time. I just
yes, you should, and I hope you grab both his shoulders and shake him just a little bit, just that mild, like, guy, like just when he says guy, it's just there's a grip and hold and eyes, just guy.
Well, we watched 89 Batman recently, and he was like, hey, you do that, and I'm just like, yep, that's what you think. I'm unoriginal at best.
That's pretty badass.
But yeah. That is my biggest problem is that you tried to pass off a 27-year-old man as a 14-year-old boy. And you could have gotten actors who were 18 or 19 at the time that were huge stars that could have pulled off that young age.
Elijah Wood. I think
he was still a kid. I mean, that would have been a great choice.
No, around that time, though, because Elijah Wood had just finished Good Son in, I think, 93 or 94. And that movie came out 3 or 4 years later. So I think Elijah Wood, in my mind, I'm just trying to pick an actor, and he seems to fit that mold better than Chris O'Donnell, whom I love.
Mm-hmm.
But one of his last movies he was even considered a major star for was the one where he was being chased by 9 other women, like The Bachelor or something, or The Most Eligible Bachelor. Remember that, where he's being chased by all these women because he can only gain his inheritance once he's become married. It was a shitty idea for a movie, but
I remember the movie you're talking about. It
was right after Batman and Robin.
Well, here's the thing. So Elijah Wood was born in 1981. So he was 14 years old in 1995 when Batman Forever comes out.
Okay.
Chris O'Donnell was born in 1970.
Holy shit.
So he was 25 years old when that movie came. See the disconnect? Do you see the disconnect? And that is why I can't watch those movies seriously.
WB is like the shitty fucking, I don't like to bring it back to this correlation, but the Washington football team, who are now the Washington Commanders, who, as someone who has grown up with sports all of my life and understanding sports, being part of sports all my life, I get that a football teams have to grow. You have to build as a team. You have to overcome adversity. You have to have things that cement you together as a crew, and that you have to grow as. The problem is, you can't take that correlation and put it into movies, because movies want sexy. They want what's now. They want what's happening. And that's what I've seen other teams, like this one locally, fail, trying to get the big sexy pick, trying to get the big sexy name, and yet you don't build a team around it.
No, what they got right was in today's world. First of all, I love your choice for Elijah Wood to have played Robin at that time.
Thanks, buddy.
But in today's world, we get it right. We cast correctly. Batman Forever, they cast a 25-year-old man to play a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid who looked 27.
Yeah.
He looked older than he actually was.
Yeah.
And with his potato ears, his giant
easy, because Dawson's Creek. I mean, Dawson was already 20 years old playing a fucking freshman.
But I don't mind that if you cast correctly. And here's what I'm saying. Like the past Spider-Man No Way Home, the past movie, Tom Holland, Zendaya are 25 years old. They're both 25. But they cast them because I don't care how old Tom Holland is. He looks like he's 17 years old.
Well, they both look younger. They
Yeah.
both play well. I mean, Euphoria, for fuck. A show that I may never get into. I don't know. It's amazing. I've heard
haven't
nothing
watched
but
it.
great things, and I'm not knocking it. I can't knock something I haven't watched.
No.
But it's also about high school teenagers partying. I'm kind of past that.
Yeah,
I'm
my,
not saying
my
there aren't going
neck
to be
and back are
stories.
going to hurt if I watch that shit.
No shit, right? Yeah, I'm gonna throw out a hip thinking about
Those things
running
are
a
fun.
fucking cross country meet. So
Parties were fun back in the day.
yeah, it was a good time way back.
They were
when.
the parties were fun back in the day when Chris O'Donnell was playing a 14-year-old.
Yeah, they were great when he was 25 playing 14. They were ideal.
I'm not letting this go.
But nowadays, that's what I want to see because they cast correctly. They do the right job. They didn't do a right job. Now, by comparison, if you want Val Kilmer, who was probably maybe 38, who looked like he was 62, being countered with 27, 25-year-old who is supposed to play 14, sure. We can suspend disbelief and allow that because we see the range. Yeah. At the same token, Nicole Kidman didn't look her age.
You know what makes that's true. You know what makes me laugh about Tom Holland now? So Tom Holland looks like a 17-year-old boy in Spider-Man.
Yes.
And then he bulked up in a Mark Wahlberg-esque fashion for Uncharted.
Whatever.
He still looks like a 17-year-old.
Whatever.
I know that's your thing, but I'm glad it did well. I want to see more.
No, I want it to do well, and I want it to do well because I think him and Mark Wahlberg will be fantastic in 5 or 6 years. I think in 5 or 6 years they'll hit the characters and the roles and be in their stride and be exactly where they need to be. But until then, I don't give a shit. I have 5 fucking video games that I'm going to play, and I'm going to get an amazing story. And that 2.5-hour movie experience will never touch what I feel, have felt, or enjoy, or endeared to.
Listen, I'm just saying I enjoyed it. I don't know the games that well. We've talked about it. You've intrigued me with them, but I don't have that marriage to them, so I'm good. I enjoy it. And
I get it. And bro, this is not a knock on you or anyone else who watches it and sees it in a different light. I'm happy. Welcome to the world, bro. But
yes,
everyone else can suck a dick.
All right, AJ asks, Casey, have you seen, by this point it's 11:08, we should just go to your birthday. Casey, have you
We're going to
seen...
turn this into a fucking 4-hour Scene Snobs-a-thon without...
Let's do it. Casey, have you seen no, I have to get a vasectomy tomorrow morning at 8:30.
I don't.
I do. That's why your birthday is going to be sad and just here with me holding my balls.
Yeah. Like, oh. No, I'm going to bring over frozen peas. Look, every person, there's 4 people I've spoken to, and they've all said frozen peas are your best friends. So I'm bringing some frozen peas with me because I love you.
Well, I appreciate that, my friend. And I'll tell you what. Fucking make sure it's a 25-year-old bag of frozen peas. Casey, have you seen the Miss Marvel trailer? What are your thoughts? Have you seen it yet?
I have. Okay, look.
Okay.
I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Okay, go for it.
Because you know me and my... Okay. So what they're doing with the outset is very much a that Nick and Nora Infinite Playlist, sort of that feel with the throwing the artistry in there, having the cartoony bits, having it still be connected to the tween, teenager, a little bit beyond, maybe young adult. I love it. The Scott Pilgrim feel, comic-y swing to it. I'm a big fan. I love this style, and I am stoked. And I am also really excited for the actress because I think she is exactly Kamala Khan. Like after, my daughter's a fan, I've obviously had to read the books because I won't let her read it till I've read it. And I love what they're doing with this. I think it's brilliant. I am also curious is that they got rid of the big stretchy hand a little bit.
So well, it's not elasticity. Her power's not elasticity in this.
Right.
So it's going to be like bracelets or something?
Well, it's more on the ability to form and move matter. I think they're more on that side of it because she does. She manipulates matter. Her arm is matter, and she manipulates it. So it makes sense. It's logical. And I'm excited to see that. I think it's going to be really fucking cool. They're taking some powers from certain Inhumans who, unfortunately, when that TV show fucking failed. Yes, Marvel fails too. Marvel does fail.
Wait, which TV show?
Exactly.
Iron Fist?
Inhumans. No, the Inhumans.
Oh, that's right. They did do it. Well, he's supposedly going to be in it. And
The
the Illuminati.
Inhumans failed. And so now, well, because Kamala Khan is an Inhuman. And especially after...
Oh, yeah, she is. That's right.
Yeah. So
Shit.
she's an Inhuman. So, and we see the Terrigen Mist. We see that they're doing that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
super stoked that we're getting all of those bits and pieces. What I am curious about is exactly how they're going to fit her into this world. So,
Mm-hmm.
AJ, to your point, I am actually completely open and super excited to see what they're going to do with Ms. Marvel. The trailer did exactly what I wanted, and it inspired me to watch it. Now, yes, I get it's a younger era, it's a younger phase. It's not for me.
No.
Ms. Marvel is not for me. Okay, Ms. Marvel was not meant for Casey Plot. They didn't go, hey, we're going to market to Casey and Mick, and we're going to get you guys all the way on board. No, it is a Marvel show that is meant to engender a younger generation. That is also meant to give a little bit of love and play to us because we're the generation who created this love and build up. But I'm so excited as the pass off, as the baton gets passed, I'm more and more excited every time I see it. Every little bit they do to pass the baton, it needs to get passed. And I'm super stoked for that. And I think the biggest reason for needing to get passed is Hugh Jackman. Because he's my Wolverine. He's my fucking Wolverine, folks. And I love Wolverine. That's not
Hugh Jackman.
No, that is a facsimile of number one, Wolverine, one of my favorite comics that I actually own, that was given to me by my friend right there, Mick Manhattan. Appreciate you last year. Thank you. So I love Wolverine. I love Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is my Wolverine. Whomever they choose beyond this point, I'll trust. Marvel has given me that, and they've proven that. Kevin Feige has done the work to make me trust whatever they do. So Ms. Marvel looks fantastic. And I'm amped for Ms. Marvel. I'm amped for it's going to be a weird power change. I'm not used to the idea of her not doing the stretchy thing because it worked. Her and Squirrel Girl were great doing that. So there's a back and forth that might be lost. I don't know yet. I'm amped to find out. But
I think it's this generational thing that's opening up. Like, I'm really excited for this. A, because I love Marvel, but I know my kids are really going to be into it. Now, my kids love all of the Marvel stuff.
Agreed.
But let's face facts. It's not all for them. And we
absolutely
have plenty
not.
for
There's
us.
a lot of death. There's a lot of murder. There's some brutality that goes on that's meant for older us.
Jack's not going to watch Multiverse of Madness at 5. He's not going to understand it. He's not going to get it. And it's going to be, Sam Raimi. It's going to be a little scary for a 5-year-old. Tommy will be into it, and it's for us.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of Miss Marvel coming. First of all, she's from my hometown. She's from Jersey.
Oh, fuck you. I knew the Jersey City bullshit was going to
When they announced her, I remember fighting with somebody. I remember fighting with somebody in a comic book when they announced that she was going to be a hero. And they said a Muslim hero from Jersey City, New Jersey. And somebody just scoffed and was like, fucking Muslim. And I was like, first of all, that's a Jersey City hero. You shut the fuck up. I'm like,
goddamn right.
For many reasons.
That's an American. How about you shut your fucking mouth?
Well, I don't know that I went the American route as much as I went as your dirty racist route, but
same.
Like, go fuck yourself. But I enjoy the comic books. I liked playing her in the Avengers video game. I thought her whole storyline in that game was fantastic. I like what they're doing with it. I like that they're bringing a show up now, and it works. And I actually wanted an animated series because I thought it would have been cool way before they announced this.
Yeah.
So when I'm like, it'd be cool if they did it because they're doing so many different heroes that you don't really see in animation now. I really wish when they announced Disney Plus, like, they would do a MCU like animated series for her because they have so many other good ones.
Well, like Rise of Marvel. I think Rise of Marvel was exactly that because you got her, you got Squirrel Girl, you got Spider-Gwen, you got the Patriot, you got all these fantastic characters who are all the new breed, and they're almost a generation and a half removed, which is kind of a perfect timing if you think about it.
Yeah, but I always wanted Jersey City to be a place.
No shit, you still want Jersey City to actually be a place.
I do, and it's gonna be. It's gonna
one day
be.
It'll be a place.
And it's a place now, but I mean, in the Marvel Universe, you dick. No, listen. So I am excited for the show. I think it's some good, but I kind of understand why they changed the powers a bit because I think they needed to give her more cosmic powers.
Yeah.
To match up more with Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel when they do the Marvels movie, which she will be in.
Yeah, and if you have Photon, and when you find out that Photon's power is to manipulate matter, when she finds out in the comic books how powerful she is, this is Maria Rambeau, when she finds out how powerful she is, or sorry, Monica Rambeau as Photon, when she finds out the level of what she can do, I mean, she is the most powerful character because they kind of gave her too much.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of realized that. They were like, we fucked up.
She's like the female version of Sentry.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you can only bring them around every so often.
Exactly. It's almost like with DC and Nova. Fucking Nova had to go sit in a goddamn fucking. Now he runs Star Labs. He is Star Labs because he's
I didn't like
perpetuating power source.
I liked the '90s Nova. I liked when Nova showed up and was just like, he's got the cosmic power, he's here to help, and then he's out.
Yeah. Well, because they also gave him an out, you know.
Just like with Shang-Chi, the rings went to bracelets. She has had a similar looking one. I'm cool with it. Like, again, I don't mind them changing a bit. And if anything, and I'm going to say it now because I did watch the first episode of Defenders today. Now that's on Disney Plus, and I had to jump through hoops just to sign on to Disney Plus because they were getting bashed for their mature TV mature.
Oh yeah,
which I'm fine with. I don't mind jumping through the hoops if it shuts those fucking idiot parents up.
Yep. Because there's a lot of fucking morons who need to shut their fucking mouths, like the people who are against seeing red. Go fuck yourself.
Turning red.
Whatever.
Let's get into that in a sec. We can cross to that because I have thoughts on that too. And I
have some weird vitriol coming up. You know what it is? I have
43
minutes. I have 43 minutes to get rid of all this junk I want to remove from a 38. And I just want to go into 39 just without this trash. I just want to be done with this.
I get that.
Welcome to the offload.
So the first person you see in the Defenders, and I forgot this because I really forgot that show, is Danny Rand of Iron Fist.
Yep. That son of a
fighting Elektra. And I realized after watching Shang-Chi, I'm like, you could have done Iron Fist right. Like, Shang-Chi is proof that you could do Iron Fist right, and he could have probably had a movie. But they really screwed up Iron Fist so bad.
Dude, I'm sorry, but everything else is great. You've got Jessica Jones, who couldn't have been done better. You've got Daredevil, who was everything. Charlie Cox, fucking everything. Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin, everything. They nailed it perfectly. Then you have Luke Cage be so beyond expectations. Like, I mean, my God, they made me love Misty Knight in a way I didn't know I fucking would or
She's
could.
so good.
They nailed every single casting from show to show perfectly. And then they come to Danny Rand. And somehow, I don't know if that was direction or actor. I don't know. But either way, they lost that character. And then through writing and direction, they made him impotent and decided that impotency was the focus of their show. And yet impotency would be the thing that would follow the character who literally can punch through fucking time and space.
It's such bullshit.
Who doesn't know if he's okay.
Yeah, it's bullshit, dude. It's
what
such
the
bullshit.
Fuck?
It's so ridiculous. What I'm kind of hoping, and actually, we should write to Kevin Feige now and just be like, listen, we need a good Iron Fist. Here's what you do. You get out there and you start reshooting Benedict Cumberbatch just said they're not even done shooting Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
They're still going. They're still doing reshoots.
Yeah.
So, and they're editing as they go, and they're doing visual effects as they go. So here's what you do: you have them enter a multiverse. One of the universes has to have a good Danny Rand, and then they're just like, "Hey, you're coming back with us."
I mean, look, I understand. Here's my thing: if you wanted season 1 to be about impotency, great, and you wanted Danny Rand to be that, sure. Look, it's a struggle because it's not fucking Danny Rand. You don't go through Kunlun and then go to New York City and go, I don't know how to punch. Like, I'm sorry, that's not how it fucking works. That's fine. That's fine. If you needed to do that for season 1 to make us all comfortable with everybody, cool.
Yeah,
go ahead. You're fine. And yet, the moment he shows up in season 2 and can't fucking punch again, like, dude, it was just such horse shit. There were so many things wrong with the entirety of that story arc. There were so many things done poorly. I mean, you have the white tiger and you can't even fucking do that right. Like my
I
premise.
I I don't want to dwell on this, but like I would have made Danny Rand that first season if if you wanted to have that rich element, like he's got to go up against corporate espionage. Like I would have made it more film noirish.
Or make it more like John Grisham.
Like
Do a Grisham-esque. Have him
he's
make it the
hiding the
firm.
power.
He's got to climb up. Exactly. He has to hide the power. It's a matter of concealment. It's a matter of keeping it behind you. It's the man with the red shoes. Like it's just something. You have to.
Actually, I do have to. I have to agree with AJ. I did like Colleen. Colleen was the best part of the show.
Colleen was the only good fucking part.
And I liked her when she was with Misty.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Colleen and Misty was a wonderful team up, and I would actually enjoy that. I want a Colleen Wing show, and I want Iron Fist to die.
I remember watching.
That's how fucked up this is.
I remember watching that show and saying, I would prefer a Colleen Wing show over this. I barely know anything about Colleen Wing.
Yeah, honestly, if you asked me to recite her backstory before season 1 of Iron Fist, I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
And yet, she was fantastic. Iron Fist is dumb. He's fucking dumb. You made him fucking stupid. You can't give me a superhero I was supposed to root for when you don't know how to cross a fucking street. Fuck you. Stranger in a Strange Land Tale can go suck a dick.
You want to hear something crazy?
Bullshit.
You want to hear something crazy about the MCU?
Yeah.
So Don Cheadle's War Machine is going to be in Secret Invasion.
Should.
And it will be the first time that Samuel L. Jackson and John Cheadle share time in the Marvel Universe. They've never shared time together in any of the movies or shows.
No bullcorn. Like
no,
at least,
I'm not making this up. It's not like I went back and watched.
Really?
Yeah. It's the first time they're going to share screen together.
Wow.
Yeah. Just think about it. All the times that War Machine's there. Like, okay, so no, I know people are going to say Age of Ultron, but they don't share screen together. It's implied they know each other, which they can, but they're not. He's flying around, and he never talks to Nick on that.
No, because he doesn't interact with Fury. Well, he works for the government.
Yeah,
Fury does not work for the government. He works outside the government.
Well,
why he has no reason to interact with him. He works with Tony. You know.
In that one, War Machine came with S.H.I.E.L.D. to help out at Sokovia in Age of Ultron.
Did he?
Yeah, when the helicarrier came up, he was with them.
Oh, I didn't realize he was with S.H.I.E.L.D. For some reason in my mind, I had it
playing. No, he wasn't in S.H.I.E.L.D. He wasn't in
S.H.I.E.L.D. No, but coming with S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, they're government agencies. It would make sense. Yeah.
That was their introduction to him being an Avenger, because at the end of that movie, that's when he walks in and it's the new team of Avengers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, fair. Yeah.
AJ says, speaking of Sam Jackson, he wants to come back as Mace Windu in season 3. I heard that. Yeah.
I would love that.
I could take or leave it. I mean, because a lot of people are just like, I mean, listen, if he comes back, I'm going to be happy. But
okay, so hear me out here.
Okay.
Knights of the Old Republic was a video game that I played many moons ago that introduced me to Jolie Bindo, who was a gray Jedi. He was a man you found on Kashyyyk who was trained by the Jedi Order. He was an older man who was like, fuck all you bitches. You guys are stupid. The Force is all about nature and the reality, and it is what it is. You people are trying to do political gaming. So I love that. And he always reminded me of Samuel L. Jackson, who, when he showed up as Mace Windu, I went, Jolie Bindo, you're not a far stretch. You've kind of got the same stuff. It's just that Mace Windu was proud, too proud, something that Yoda brings up in the third movie. So I could see that being where Mace Windu is going to be a great Jedi who's been humbled, learned something, reconnected with the Force.
Has no hands.
Yeah, well, of course he has no hands. But I mean, we've seen Darth Maul exist with half a body. So nothing is not possible.
Oh, no, I'm just getting Luke got a new hand. I get it. I mean, even it's funny because you actually mentioned Darth Maul half a body. Vader had less.
Yeah, Vader had portions of a body.
So like I know they can pull it off, and I'm completely fine with that. And again, I can take or leave. If he never comes back, I'm fine.
Yeah.
If he comes back, I'm fine. Trust me, I'm good.
I get it.
he should not have that purple lightsaber though. That shit's
Well,
gone.
no, the purple lightsaber's gone. No, it's gone.
gotta be
It has
gone.
to be gone. It has to be gone. Yeah.
So
He has to
I'm pretty
find a
sure.
whole new crystal if he even if he even has a lightsaber, which could be way more fun.
Oh, AJ says people are saying if he was alive, why didn't he do anything in the OT? Maybe he was found by Palpatine and controlled by him until he broke free. As his memories back, I like what Casey's saying. Like it's like a show. Why wasn't Ashoka there? You know, she should have been there too, and I'm okay with her not.
When you get humbled and you get brought down, and maybe you're dealing with one planet's issues, if you can change the lives of one town, you've done a lot. You've affected lives, massive numbers of lives. So if you can affect a city on a planet, you've affected almost thousands.
Yeah.
And then if you can affect massive cities, you've affected millions. So the idea of getting up to a planet or a galaxy to where you can change billions of lives, that's some fucking, you think you're pretty hot shit if you think you can do that. And I think the humble pie that he would eat to bring him down to stumbling upon him on a planet would be way more impactful.
I think a lot of people seem to forget too, and I've been seeing things too about him coming back and like what it could be, but I think a lot of people seem to forget like he's a very different type of person, just like Ashoka. Very different types of people from
Obi-Wan?
From Obi-Wan and Luke and Yoda. They were hopeful characters. They decided to see the positive. Even I think, and we're going to see this in the Obi-Wan show, he's downtrodden, he's beaten, he's just trying to make things work, but everything he believes in is collapsed. But he's still a positive person. He's going to push forward. Always. Mace Windu was not a positive person. He was one that always kind of looked to the other side and was like, what's going on over there? And Ashoka turned into that after having to face Vader and finding out it was Anakin in Rebels. Mm-hmm. So she went off and was like, everything I believed is done. Everything. Well, I mean,
it was shot when she left the Order in Clone Wars, and then for her to even double down when she doubles down and goes, "You were the man I loved and trusted. You were the absolute everything I hoped and believed in. Yeah, and now I'm fighting you as the antithesis of what you taught me." Like, yeah.
So like for me, the story of, because you're right, she was done with the Order over in Clone Wars. By the time she gets to Rebels, she does believe in the rebellion. But after that, she no longer even believes in that. She wants to not face Anakin in any way, not because she's scared of him, but because everything she believed in is just completely turned on its head. And Mace Windu is a very similar being. Imagine getting beaten by a Sith Lord like that, probably destroyed your now robotic parts of you. Your entire order is done, and you didn't see the problem. You were the one that was looking to the other side and didn't have a positive demeanor. And we're like, I didn't see this coming.
You were supposed to be the more judicious, considerate idealist who should have paid attention to all of these things, who was actually actively hunting Sith, according to the Mace Windu and Jolie Bindo story. And he did nothing. He failed. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you failed. You failed.
You watched
Plo Koon. You listened as Plo Koon, your boy, was fucking murdered.
Yeah. Like Obi-Wan is the type of character, like Yoda left. And Yoda was a positive thinker and completely left.
Forever.
Luke had to search him out on the directions of Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. And that's why Yoda did it. And Yoda didn't even want to do it then.
No, because Obi-Wan never left. Obi-Wan was still hope. Once Yoda bailed, once the Emperor beat him, Yoda was like, fuck it, we're done. Like, even in the end of episode 3, Yoda's like, fuck it, I'm out. I have to go research some shit because clearly we're wrong.
Even when he trains Luke and he's still following the Jedi guidelines and the rules, and Luke leaves, Yoda's like, you can come back, we can be cool, but I'm not helping you.
Right.
Nothing, I'm not doing anything. I don't believe in that. Obi-Wan did, and Obi-Wan kept pushing. That's why, in my opinion, Obi-Wan is the best of everyone, because Obi-Wan still kept going.
Well,
all
and
the way
that's
up to
why
the end.
that's why I think Qui-Gon overall was the best master. Because Qui-Gon taught free thought.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon is the one who taught, hey, look, I know we're Jedi in name, but make sure the Jedi are doing well too. Make sure you're not being a complete fucktard. Make sure your eye is on the ball and you're always moving towards the betterment of other people. Hence why Qui-Gon was a master who never sat on the council.
He was that maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why Sidious knew he had to fucking kill him.
And that's why like Mace Windu coming back in Mandalorian season 3 makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he was probably always there, but he had like Ahsoka, he had no interest in fighting someone else's war.
Yep.
He fought his war and he lost.
Yep.
Everything.
Well, I mean, and that's a big part too, is when you look back on the Jedi Masters, even the people who were Jedi Knights, who then were bailed out, who ran and hid, who disappeared, they lost everything. They lost everything they had known. Everything they had been taught was completely destroyed and wiped out before them. So that's hard. And especially as a Padawan, if you have to watch a knight or a master die, you've got to watch the person who is in your stead fucking die. That's why Kanan is such a big deal. You know, Kanan in Rebels was such a monster of an individual because he overcame that.
Yeah.
But it took a lot, man. It takes a lot.
But he still believed in the rebellion. Like he was not a Jedi at the beginning of that. It was Ezra having to come back and having the Force to push him to be like, I got to teach, because like he knew what it looked like to go to the dark side.
Yeah, because sometimes you got to skate there. You got to dip your toe to know.
Yeah, and he had to look over it and he had to be like, I got to help this kid, you know, and try and do something.
All the way.
So I mean, it really is like ultimately all around the perfect story. They really shaped this to be just a fantastic story of great characters.
As long as they don't shit on the actual production quality the way Boba Fett did and give me 5 smash cuts of fucking Mandalorian making the same goddamn move as Boba Fett makes the same goddamn move. And they cut back to them fighting and mowing people down, and then, back to the same move. Oh, wait, now we're smash cutting to new people dying and back to the same move. Dude, I'm so bitter with whoever the fuck Robert Rodriguez's editors are. I'm so bitter whoever the fuck Disney was willing to launch money at, who failed me as a fan that miserably. Episodes 5 and 6 were glorious because they're all Mandalorian. Everything else can suck a dick. And I love Fennec Shan. I'm a big fan of Fennec Shan. I'm a big fan of all these characters. And they just fucked it up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I know that was a hard one for you. I get it.
No, it was, and honestly, it was piss poor quality in the production. That's the part that shocks me. Like, I'll take the fact that they did a fucking, savior story where this guy has to come and teach the sand people how to defeat the trains and technology, which is dumb. It's dumb. It's demeaning. It's belittling, and it makes me feel stupider watching it.
Sure.
So that's not fair. You're going to praise the sand people as warriors and then show them they have no idea how to fucking take down a train?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Come on.
Yeah, they took down a dragon.
You're going to send a fucking kid out with prisoners? He don't even have a weapon, and yet there are ambush predators that could potentially live anywhere with that bad of CGI. And they could be anywhere. No, man, I had a lot of problems with that show. And all I can do is hope that they were just sinking money into The Mandalorian and Obi-Wan. So here we are.
Well, I am going to say this. Let's announce real quick. We've finally reached 420 YouTube subscribers. So, all right.
Yeah, baby.
Love it.
We hit 420 YouTube subscribers.
Yeah,
That's fascinating.
We're 420, and we've been growing all day. Like, it's been really good the past few days. Like, because we're at 391 on Monday, so we're doing something right. People seem to like us. So, anybody,
I don't know what we're doing right, but we appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening and joining, and thank you for hanging out with us.
Well, don't outro yet. I still have
so many better things you could do. You have so many other things you could do, and yet you've decided to spend your time with us. And I appreciate it greatly. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you, and I hope you always know how amazing you are.
Well, I wasn't quite ready for an outro, but that was a great outro. I'm just going to make a quick announcement. So if you guys are interested, once we reach 500 subscribers, this Mandalorian pop will go to one lucky subscriber. 600, this Joker deceased pop pin will go to one lucky subscriber. And at 700, we will be giving away this Lucha Libre edition Marvel Funko Pop box. It has 3 regular size Lucha Libre Marvel Pops and 1 keychain size. So it's going to be awesome. So make sure you hit those subscribe and share it out. Let everybody know to join up. We will be back. Of course, we have a brand new episode of the Scene Snobs Podcast, which is our more finesse show. This is a show where we just kind of talk about all things we love or hate.
Welcome to the Fuck It All. Yeah, that's what Geek Fest Live is. GFL Fuck It All.
I will say that, I have to go get a vasectomy tomorrow.
Yes, you do, buddy. Your nuts are done. They're officially over.
Wait, my nuts better not get taken off.
But it doesn't work like that.
I don't know enough about.
It's different. No, it's different. No.
No, I will say this though. Thank everybody for watching. If you're watching later, make sure again to go and subscribe. And until next time, make sure you join us every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. here on the YouTube channel, or it's on all podcast platforms after the live show, the Scene Snobs Podcast. Go check it out. Make sure to
be there or be square. Appreciate you. Love you all. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to others.
I hate to derail again, but do you know why it's called be there or be square?
No, I actually don't.
Because you're not around.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Happy birthday, Case. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. I'm the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan. You can check out the Scene Snobs Podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel or all podcast platforms afterwards. Also on our YouTube channel, you can check out great shows like Real Combat, the ultimate debate show for movie lovers, mixed movie picks with new recommendations every week, Geek Fest Live every Sunday night, and new movie reviews and news all the time. Like and subscribe, then hit the notification bell so you know when all of our new episodes drop. Thank you so much to all of our amazing Patreon supporters, with whom this would not be possible. They help keep the lights on and support us in such big ways. If you would like to become a supporter on our Patreon and take advantage of all the perks like monthly giveaways, early access, and so much more, head on over to the Scene Snobs Patreon page and just sign up on one of our 2 tiers. Join our awesome community of geeks, movie lovers, and so much more, and join up on our Discord. The Scene Snobs Discord is now live, and you can head over to thescenesnobs.com for links to there and more. The Scene Snobs merch store is now open with original fun designs that are available on all different types of merch and apparel. Check out thescenesnobsmerch.com. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media accounts like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and so many more. We have fun updates, topics, we talk about collectibles, and so much more on there. It's a great time. You can find all of our links to everything on thescenesnobs.com or on our link tree, which are down in the descriptions below. Thanks again, everyone. Stay tuned and stay geeky.